Next up, Rotax 175, the big man's class. Richard Amos, a new name for us, on pole. David James on P2. Graeme Hunt on P3, followed by David Higgins, Peter Oakes, Karl Tonge, Paul Manton, Mark Thompson, Lee Parkinson, Peter Rooney, Andy Stockton, Danny Swindells, Trevor Farrington and Damien Tonge. He's in 14th place. Where's the big man? There he is, Tony Hughes in 16th place, followed by Steve Marsden and Stephen Chapman. Tony Hughes had a coming together with Steve Marsden earlier in the day, in race 2 I think that was, and that's put both Marsden and Hughes down there at the back of the field. The man at the front of the field is 46, Richard Amos. He's made the trip up from the Wilton Mill Kart Club. And as they come to the line, well, it looks like David James got a bit of a jump start there. Poor start by Amos. He's contacted Karl Tonge. Karl Tonge sitting duck in the middle of the track. Oh, big contact. 5 or 6 karts involved in that, and Karl Tonge looks like he is unconscious in the middle of the track. That is a big, big hit. Red flags are out. It looks like he's come round. Fortunately, drivers in attendance, 55. The novice there is Peter Rooney. He's involved as well. Another driver coming to his aid. Here come the officials. Check he's okay. Well, it looks like he's okay. He's come round, but that was a very, very big hit he took there. He was a sitting duck. Bit of contact, I think, with Amos and spun him round. Let's have another look. Amos got a poor start. You can see the contact there. That's turned Karl Tonge round. He's nowhere to go. Can't do anything about that. He's sitting in the middle of the track, trying to put his arm up, letting everybody know he's there, but they've just got nowhere to go. Kart's coming around the corner. Big hit. Can't quite see who that was, but Karl Tonge was nearly knocked out of his kart completely there. You can see him rolling away in the background and sitting in his kart, almost unconscious. One driver caught up in that was Mark Thompson. I think Dave Higgins was caught up in that as well. Stephen Chapman there, number 50. Peter Rooney, 55. And Steve Marsden as well, I think. He was caught up in that as well. Here we go for the restart. I'm glad to say that Karl Tonge appears to be okay, but won't be taking part in the race, obviously. Let's see if Amos gets a better start this time. James on the outside, 49 there is Graeme Hunt on P3. Amos gets a much better start this time, but David James still takes advantage around the outside. Hunt slips back to 3rd. Up the Dragon Straight they go. It's still Amos that has it. Through turn 2, Amos from James. Hunt in 3rd. Hunt slips up into 2nd place through the spoon. Nice move there by 49 Graeme Hunt. Let's have another look in slow motion. The Century replay. Hunt up the inside tighter line on James. The Sweet as You Like up into 2nd. James drops to 3rd. 75 there's the big man Tony Hughes. He's following the novice Andy Stockton. But the leader still at the front of the field is Richard Amos. In 2nd place is Graeme Hunt. 3rd there, 25, is David James. David James on the Haas. He's from Northwich, club member. Graeme Hunt is a club member. Interestingly, Richard Amos is not a club member. So if he wins this race, he will not take the Dragon Trophy home. It is for Dragon Kart Club members only. If Richard was to end up winning this race, he would get a trophy for winning the race, but he wouldn't get the Dragon Masters trophy. That is for Dragon Kart Club members only. Those are Uncle Bob's rules, and with 175 entries, you'll have to say, despite all the controversy about that before racing began, it has been a massive success, this meeting. Those that wanted to race for the trophy have become Dragon Kart Club members. Those that haven't become members can still enjoy the racing and take a trophy home for winning if they win the race, but not the Dragon Kart Club members Masters trophy. Now we've established the rules, let's get back to the racing. It is still Richard Amos that leads. Graeme Hunt having a very good run here in 2nd. He's got David James for company there in 3rd. 88 Peter Oakes, who's looked strong today in the heats and throughout the weekend. He's in 4th, just 10 metres back, closing up on the brakes. One of the Truck Care team there in 5th place, but it's not the big man Tony Hughes, that's for sure. He's down the field. David James, 25 on the Hash chassis. He's from Northwich in Cheshire. He's made the trip over, quick look over his shoulder. That is the leader, still Richard Amos. He's made the long trip up from south of the country. Graeme Hunt, on the other hand, number 49, has made the trip from Swinton. So a little bit more local, and Hunt very close, right on the bumper there of the leader Amos. And David James there as well. That looks like Dave Higgins, 33, getting in on the action. Closing in on Peter Oakes, 88. It is Dave Higgins. Interestingly enough, though, he doesn't appear on the timesheets. Whether his transponder's not working or not, I'm not sure, but Higgins looks like he's in 5th place, but doesn't appear in the results, the timesheets, as this race is going on. So whether his transponder's got a problem, I'm not sure. And out in front is still Richard Amos. Hunt still second, close in third is James. Ever closer is Peter Oakes, and then comes Dave Higgins. Dave driving for the Truck Care team this weekend. They've had a bit of a mare so far, with Lloyd Savage going out in the senior Rotax class. And Tony Hughes, team principal, way down the field. So Dave Higgins trying to keep up the Truck Care end. There he is, 33 on the CRG chassis. That is Higgins in the Truck Care colours. But as I say, doesn't appear on my timesheet. So they've got him down as he's going to be down as a did not start here. Coming out of turn 1, getting closer to Oakes. Looks like there might have been a bit of contact there, and that's cost Higgins some time, at least 8 metres. Amos has pulled out a bigger gap again over Graeme Hunt in second. That's 46, Richard Amos in the yellow helmet, coming down the hill. Amos leads through the carousel from Hunt, James, Oakes, Higgins. 24 is Paul Manton, he's in 6th. And his 7th place is Andy Stockton, 56. He's the leading novice. Although officially, Dave Higgins doesn't appear in the results, so not quite sure what's going to happen with that. He's in 5th place at the moment, but missing from the timesheets. Obviously a faulty transponder, I think. But Graeme Hunt having his best run of the season here, and Graeme Hunt does know that Richard Amos is not a Dragon Kart Club member. So as things stand, Amos would take the trophy for winning the race, but the Dragon Masters title and Dragon Masters trophy would go to Graeme Hunt if Hunt can stay there in 2nd place. Hunt knows that he doesn't have to move forward, he just has to stop David James from moving forward and overtaking him. And if he can succeed in doing that, he will be the Dragon Master for 2004. Meanwhile, Dave Higgins is up to 4th place. There he is, 33. He's in front of Peter Oakes. He's in 4th on the track, but he's not in 4th on the timesheets. That's the problem for Dave Higgins. The other problem is he's very untidy through the final turn. Clips the curb, runs wide over the grass. That's lost him time again. Here's Amos, the leader, through turn 2, over the blind brow, into the spoon at the top of the circuit. Hunt's pulled out a bit of a gap over James in 3rd. Hunt with a bit of breathing space. Higgins is in 4th. That's Peter Oakes, 88. He's under pressure now from Paul Manton, 24. There's Paul going back up the hill through the compression complex. That's Higgins, currently in 4th. The leader, Richard Amos, has a good 10 to 12 kart lengths here over Graeme Hunt in 2nd. Hunt won't mind that though. He knows that he's just got to stay in 2nd place to take the Dragon Masters title. Having said that, he's just put in the fastest lap of the race. 49 Graeme Hunt, 44.55. So he's flying now, and he's pulled out a gap over David James as well. So he can now concentrate on trying to move forward and seeing if he can take the glory by crossing the line first. He won't be too worried about that. David James in the meantime is coming under pressure from Higgins. That's Oakes, who's under pressure from Manton there, 24th, coming up the hill. Right-handed through the first part of the compression complex. Right-handed again, and then a 3rd right-hander down to the first left-hander. Compression corner, first part of the S's. 8 laps gone, nearly 9 laps. They'll get the last lap board this time. Manton through paddock bend for the penultimate time. They cross the start-finish line now. This is the last lap we're on. So it looks like Amos is going to take the win, but it looks like Hunt is going to be the Dragon Master in Rotax 175 for 2004. Great time for Graeme Hunt to pick up what I think is going to be his first trophy in the Rotax 175 class since he raced as a novice. Remarkable. and it's going to be the Dragon Masters title and trophy. If things stay as they are, just a few turns left, it's going to be Richard Amos who's going to take the win. Richard, who's come up from the Wilton Mill Kart Club, nice to see him up here. He takes the win, he's happy with that, but the man in second place will be overjoyed as we get a look at somebody at the back of the field. That is kart 44, the novice of Stephen Pickstock. He's down there in 12th place. As the karts come through on the slowing down lap, that's Graeme Hunt, 49, the Dragon Master for 2004. Winner of the race is Amos, but Hunt will be extremely happy with his day's work. In third place is David James. In fourth place, I make it Dave Higgins. But in the official results, Dave Higgins doesn't appear, which means that Tony Hughes slips into 10th. Richard Amos takes the win, but Graeme Hunt is the Dragon Master for 2004, and his fastest lap of 44.55, the fastest lap of the race. David James joins them